why say yes to Playboy now? Because I'm guessing they asked before.
Yeah, they've asked me like 3 or 4 times before, but I guess, first of all, they got me at a really good time. I don't know, maybe it's I had gotten out of a long-term marriage, just feeling a little like, I don't know, just wanting to break out and do something freeing and liberating. And it's funny, when I examined the reasons why I never showed my body in parts or in photographs like that before was, at the root of it, I always felt self-conscious about my body.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird, but in this business, I mean, I'm sure you know, there's a lot of cosmetic surgery, there's a lot of augmentation, and I think that's a very personal choice. A lot of my best girlfriends have had things done, and they're comfortable with it, but for me, it was almost like, it made me feel badly that I was all natural, and
wow, that's
it's so weird, and so it felt very vulnerable to be putting myself in that place. And, you know, if a woman chooses to do that, God bless. But I think it's sort of swung in the other direction where because you're in this business, you feel that you have to do that to yourself.
Wow.
And I thought after being in this business for 20 years and not having to change anything about the way I am or the way I look, I think that's a great thing to celebrate.
I agree with you.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And a beautiful woman of now of 35, I mean, as opposed to where a lot of...
You say 45?
No, 35. 35.
I got you. Thank you.
I'm teasing.
No, because a lot of these models are like 19, 20 years old.
16-year-old girls that want to become models, and they're getting liposuction and boob jobs, and, you know, and there's nothing wrong with it except for the fact that I think it's swung in a direction where men at home are feeling like their wife is less than because she doesn't have the big, you know, pointy hooters that they see in the magazines.
Right.
That's a technical term for you.
Yes.
Can you say that on daytime television?
We just did.
Okay.
Now, Tia, when you actually got to the shoot and you're there to do the shoot, were you the least bit uncomfortable, or did you feel...
Well, the photographer was a gentleman that I'd worked with when I was 17, when I first moved to L.A. I shot with him like when I was 23 and 25, various fashion photo shoots. And we have a great... Oh, look, you've got all the...
Yes, we do.
Little bits covered. I shot with him. I knew he was a great photographer, and there was a level of trust. But the first moment when you drop your robe, it's a little bizarre, especially when you have body issues like I have had.
Now, I've seen the pictorial. I had to fight 3 other guys backstage to get it. But when I finally got a look at it, you know, you see a body image, you know, conflicts. You shouldn't.
Well, but I think a lot of women shouldn't. I think a lot of women put themselves up against this impossible image of beauty.
Right.
A woman that's underweight, liposucted within an inch of her life. You know, boob jobs, they don't have to wear bras with strapless, you know, tops, which is impossible. Who's worn a strapless top? It doesn't look like that all the time. You know, it's like, I think that we have to embrace what is naturally given to us. And in Europe, I've been traveling around the world for the past 3 years on my TV series, Relic Hunter. And, you know, women in Italy and Spain and France, all different shapes and sizes.
Right, yes.
And they don't feel the need to puff up their lips or puff up their boobs or suck things out. It's like natural.
No, you're
this
right.
is beautiful.
That's a very good point.
It's beautiful.
So, Tia, are you saying... No, I agree with you. I mean, it seems that most cultures around the world, they really embrace, you know, their body.
I think particularly in America, and particularly... I hate to say it on the pages of Playboy, it is held up that this is beautiful, and, well, hopefully your wife at home can afford to go to the doctors to get something fixed.
Well, let me ask something about getting something fixed, because, like I said, I've seen the pictorial and you look lovely, but let's say eventually, that you're not like Dick Clark, and eventually, gravity takes its toll on you. Would you have surgery?
Well, gravity has taken whatever it's taken. I wouldn't say it's toll, but, you know, your body changes from the time you're 17 to the time you're 37. It will change, but it you know, it brings babies into the world. It creates comfort. It feeds a family, and it's beautiful. And I know it's a very bizarre forum to be putting it out in, but I thought, what greater forum than to be the anti-pinup, the anti-playmate? Because look at the girls that they have in the magazine all the time. They're fetishized. They're wearing like little girly socks and high heel shoes and impossibly young because they've done so many things to themselves.
So then I'm
That is a no.
So then I'm assuming
That is a no.
that was an emphatic no, would not have surgery then. At least
no,
not at this point.
I don't see. It scares me. It scares me. It
Well, I've
seems
done the
painful.
liposuction thing, and it should scare you. That hurts.
It seems painful.
And Tia, you mentioned it earlier, but you're right, especially in this industry, pardon me, it puts a lot of pressure on women.
It
in a lot
does,
of the
and
show
women
business.
off camera have said to me, you know what, I know exactly what you're talking about. They won't talk about it on camera because, you know, it's a little embarrassing to say either you've done it or you're afraid to do it, but you feel like you should because you should always look 18.
Do you think a large portion of American women have a distorted body image?
Definitely, definitely, and I think that it's turning though. I mean,
It's getting better.
I think the more that women are in power positions in the businesses, that they won't feel that they have to be little Cupid dolls, you know,
There
to
you go.
please.
I want to ask you, or actually congratulate you because you're recently married.
Recently married.
Yes,
Correct?
yes,
Very
yes.
nice.
Thank you, thank you.
How does he feel about his wife naked in Playboy?
He's 110% behind me, and we talked about it at length, and about the, well, he knows my issues with feeling the way I feel or have felt about my body, and he said, you know what, I support you, I think that's great, and I totally understand. But
Well, that's
he's a
great.
European man, and sort of
there you go.
the beauty is in the lack of symmetry.
There you go. Mr. Dick Clark was also in a issue of Playboy.
Oh, really?
You know?
I'd like to see
Dick
that.
Clark is in Playboy.
Would you like to see? Oh, there he
There he
is.
is, right there. Same issue, I believe. Little Dick Clark. Dick Clark. There he is.
Oh, yeah! So nice to see you. Hi!
There you go.
Shooting
Shooting Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, and you came out with all these gorgeous women. There was George Clooney and Bang, and there was there. So it was in Playboy.
Man, the show was good in Playboy. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Steve, for joining us here. Hey, everybody, stick around when we come back. It's trivia time, and today the subject is movie actresses, so hurry on back.